Greetings.
Hi, are you Monique?
I am.
Hi,
Thanks so much
Monique.
for being able to join.
My pleasure. Good to be with you.
I'm sure it's not a busy day for you at all.
Oh, it's just every day's a holiday. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining Make It Make Sense, Dr. Fauci. We appreciate, first of all, I want to say just everything that you have done. Your work has been instrumental to this country surviving and moving forward. So I know that on our broadcast, the people who I speak with every day recognize the work of this administration and your work in particular. So thank you, sir. We
I,
definitely
I
appreciate
appreciate
you.
it. Well, thank you very much. That's very nice of you.
Can you tell us, where are we now? We are headed into the holidays. I know that the administration is still trying to keep safety and vaccines and the existence of COVID at the front of our minds. But I've got to tell you, places I go, it really isn't. So what should we be doing right now?
Well, we have things that we can do to protect ourselves and our family, particularly as we now approach the holiday season of Thanksgiving and then right after that, Christmas. Any time you get into a situation where most of the country is entering into cooler weather that gets people indoors in congregate settings, there's always the risk of an uptick of any respiratory disease, including COVID. So if you look at the things that we're going to be faced with, it's going to be COVID because we still have COVID. COVID is not behind us. We're not done with COVID. Through the administration's efforts over the last almost 2 years now, we are much, much better off than we were a year or 2 or 3 ago. I mean, much, much better off. The only thing is we have to keep our foot on the pedal. And by that, I mean, we now have an updated COVID-19 vaccine that is directed against one of the major circulating variants and also can protect from the standpoint of inducing a response that you would predict would be quite protective against some of the other, what we call sublineage variants, derivatives of the main virus that's circulating. So the best thing that we can do is to get our people boosted with the updated boost. If you've not been vaccinated, get vaccinated. If you are vaccinated and you haven't had any boost in the last few months, go get boosted. We're trying to do sort of a marching up to the holidays by getting people vaccinated.
So that the boost is for any level, any age, because people have been tracking and saying, I'm not over 50, I'm not,
no,
but that doesn't matter now.
Absolutely not. I'm glad you brought that up. There is a degree of confusion about that. 5 years of age and older, you can get the updated boost. It's called a BA.4/5 bivalent, but those are words that confuse people. Just know that you go and you ask for the updated vaccine. Anybody from that age category up can and should get it. If you've been infected 3 months or more ago, get the updated. If you've been vaccinated 2 months or more ago, get it, because it's directed specifically against the circulating variants.
Wow. And even I consider myself up to date and had no idea that even if it was just a couple months ago that you should still get it. So we definitely want to put this information out there. Is whitehouse.gov the best place to go if we want to just share something in writing?
Sure. Absolutely. There are a number. You can go to cdc.gov. You can go to vaccines.gov. Any of those websites can get you to where you want to go.
Okay. And what about mask or no mask? What should we be doing if we're up to date on our vaccines and our boost, indoor, outdoor? What's the story?
Well, if you are in a congregate setting indoor, particularly if you are a vulnerable person in the sense of having an underlying condition or an elderly person, or you have someone at home that you want to be extra special careful, you should use the opportunity to wear a mask. Even though a mask isn't mandated in the crowded session, in a crowded situation, you should be using a mask. Also, for example, when you're going to go someplace and you want to make sure you're not infected so you don't infect, for example, an elderly person in the family or someone who's got an underlying condition, get tested. Get those 10 to 15 minute rapid tests that can tell you whether or not you're infected, but don't even know it because you have because you are no symptoms.
Okay. So we should take advantage of that. And I assume that there are still sites where we can, that people can get free tests.
Oh,
if they need
absolutely.
them.
The tests are still free in the pharmacies, no doubt.
Okay. That's great to know. Well, you know what? Thank you so much, Dr. Fauci. We're going to do our part to share this information, and you've definitely helped us today to make it make sense.
My pleasure. It's always good to talk to you. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.